I'm just working on a system for managing my cache files, and I thought I'd record it because if it all works, then I'll post it. What I've got here at the top left is an Explorer window, which is my NVMe drive, which I use as a scratch disk. And as you can see, we've got the DaVinci Resolve media folder here. And in here, this contains all the files that we tend to use when we're making a project, and then we'll probably discard once the project's been rendered and it's all finished. However, one thing that does cause a lot of problems for me, and I know a lot of other people, is the size of the cache file. It is a case of managing the cache yourself. If you're inside DaVinci Resolve, you can then just delete the cache for that specific project. But if you forget to do it, then move on to another project, then it doesn't delete the previous projects. That just builds up and builds up on your computer. What I've done now is I've set up, when I start my computer, it's going to ask me if I want to delete my cache files. I'm not sure if it's going to work. I think I've got the batch file correct, but I don't want to press go and it work and then I've got no cache files to show you. So again, top left, we've got the cache clips, and then down just under this, I've got the properties. So as you can see, I've got 372 gigabytes of cache clips. And if you're just working on a laptop, that could be taking up a huge portion of your drive. The next up in the top right, this is the batch file I've written. A batch file is a simple text file with instructions that basically say to the computer, do this. And all you do is change the .txt to .bat, B-A-T, and it runs. And then you can put it in the startup folder and it'll run at startup. But I'm not going to do that straight away. I'm going to check it works. I'll just quickly go through the batch file. So starting off with the echo is just in the text file to tell me what it does so I don't forget. Then the second line where it says @rd, you don't really need the @ it was just in an example that I've used before and it worked well. We've then got the /s, and this means subfolders, because when we look inside the cache clip folder, each project has its own folder. So these are the projects that I've been working on, and it creates its own cache folder and then fills it up. And if you move on inside DaVinci Resolve and forget to delete the cache from a previous project, this is why it builds up really, really quickly. The path has to be in quotation marks if there's spaces, and make sure your drive letter is the drive letter that you've actually got this folder on. So the way to find this folder, if I start DaVinci Resolve, once I've got DaVinci Resolve open, come to project settings, master settings, come down to working folders, and this is the path. So on your system, the path in the batch file is here. So you could just copy this path and place it in your batch file. Although DaVinci Resolve will recreate it, what I'm trying is make directory and basically recreate the cache clips. So it's going to delete this DaVinci Resolve media cache clip, and then it's going to recreate this folder. So DaVinci Resolve media will already exist, and then it's going to recreate this cache clip folder empty. I am not sure if this is going to work. It's called delete cache folder. So if I come down to this bottom right, I will find it here. So delete cache folder batch file. By double clicking on a batch file, we'll run it. If it works, I'm then going to put it in my startup folder. So let's try it. Folder, double click. We then get our prompt window. And the reason I've done this is because when I start my computer, if, for example, I've been working on a project and I've gone out for lunch and then I've come back and I'm going to continue working on the project, I obviously don't want to delete those cache files until I've completed my work for the day. Usually the way I work is every day I can clear my cache because it just rebuilds it. I'm not making a movie, I'm not making a TV show. The most I do really is edit a tutorial. I really spend my day inside Fusion. So I want to make sure that the option is available to not delete the cache. So I'm actually going to delete it. I'm going to press yes and then enter. That folder should now be deleted. It's going to take a few seconds, and the reason it's going to take a few seconds is because there was 372 gigabytes of data inside that folder. Let's close that and just look at the properties of that again. We've now got nothing. It took a while, I had to wait, so now that is empty. So it's recreated this folder, so it's deleted everything inside the cache clip folder, and then it's recreated the folder for me. Now all I do now is I open, well, I can use this window. I can just come into here and type shell colon and then startup, and bring this file, so this is this file here, into, I'm going to copy it into my startup folder. So now every time I start my computer, it's going to ask if I would like to delete my cache files, and that just keeps my computer nice and clean. So I'm going to set it up now to clear out my gallery, my proxy meter render in place, and again, because this is set up to ask me if I want to delete it if I'm in the middle of a project, I just press no. That's it for me today. Enjoy the rest of your day.